Italian authorities have revised downward the death toll of a powerful earthquake that hit central Italy on Wednesday. They now say at least 241 people were killed and hundreds injured. Rescue workers are still looking for survivors. During the search operations, a 10-year-old girl was pulled out alive from under the rubble.
Pietro! Pietro!
Rescue workers were calling out the names of some of the people they thought were trapped. They could see that someone was alive beneath the concrete, but weren't sure who. This is Georgia. She had spent more than 16 hours under the rubble of her house in Pescara del Tronto. Her sister, who was lying next to her, has been killed. Sarah Morice has been to one of the worst affected towns hit by the earthquake and filed this report.
Well, I'm here in the very old and historic town of Accumuli. It was one of the towns hit most hard by the earthquake, and you can see behind me here this pile of rubble. Well, there are plenty of piles of rubble just like that right across town, and if you take a look up, you can see exactly where it came from. The front of someone's house has just completely crumbled, and their personal effects have just tumbled out into the street. We can see TV antennas, we can see umbrellas, also window shutters, and really the stonework here is just so fragile. These houses have been standing, some of them, for hundreds and hundreds of years. So you understand why, when the quake hit, they just crumbled. Now we're leading onto the main town square here, and police and emergency services are now using this as a temporary command post. They have set up with the fire brigade as well, and they're escorting people today back to their homes that need to pick up really important things like their medicines or perhaps very important documents. And a lot of locals are gathering here. It's very emotional as many of them are seeing their houses for the first time since they were forced to evacuate during the quake. You can see it really is a hive of activity here. The police and emergency services, they've got two jobs today. One is to escort people back to their homes, albeit very briefly and temporarily to pick things up, but also to try and stop anyone who thinks they might take advantage of the situation and loot in this area. But one of the hardest things for the residents coming back today is that no one can tell them just when they'll be able to move back into their homes, because the scene here really is just still too dangerous.